Chris?
Sure. Grab my tripod. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Today is wood chip and compost mixing day. Just taking all this, doing nice mixtures. I'm also coming over here, snagging some more seasoned compost over here and just sprinkling it on top of my pile of wood chips. While I'm working, I thought I'd explain the principle of inoculation and the principle of mixing and why you need to mix your compost piles. So inoculation essentially is there are soil life forms, fungi, protozoa, and all kinds of like nematodes. The soil is truly alive with all kinds of crazy life. And I mean, we don't see it with the naked eye, but the reality is there's tons of life in the soil, especially the soil that is healthy. The healthier the soil, the more alive it is. Let me show you this right here. We got some Hyphy here. I'm just digging right here and see that white, all those white, that's called Hyphy. That's basically the roots of this fungi. See how it's holding together? It's going across all kinds of wood chips. It's really breaking all this down. That organism right there, see that? That's me. See, this is just incredible. See how it's connecting all these wood chips? And it's reaching across and breaking these down, decomposing them. And a lot of times fungi comes in first to a situation like this, especially more wood chips. And the fungi, a lot of times in more of a forest or high carbon situation, where you have a downed tree or you have a lot of grass on top of your pasture or something like that, something has died, fungi is one of the first things that comes in, and it starts to break this down. And then once the fungi has eaten all it can, and pretty much the fungi dies as well, then bacteria comes in and eats the fungi as well as whatever else is left of the debris. What I'm doing is I'm inoculating these wood chips right here, which are fresh from this year, and I'm inoculating those with the bacteria, fungi, whatever has been working hard over here on this compost pile. Basically the seeds or the starts of those are dormant, or they're small right now. But if I take those and I put some of that material onto my wood chips over here, then the wood chips now have the potential to break down quicker, to be more efficient, and to work well in this particular spot, this environment. All kinds of different areas in the world have different types of soil life, biota. So what's cool is every year you do your compost pile and you keep it in the same spot and you just mix it and put in new materials. Every time you bring in new materials, you're bringing in new types of fungi, bacteria, protozoa, all kinds of soil life, and those are going to make that whole process more efficient and quicker. What we're doing is we're creating your own ecosystem in your compost bins to where every year should get better and better. Sometimes I'll just go out in the forest from different places and I'll grab a handful or two of soil from out there and I'll sprinkle that in my compost bin, because that's bringing in more diversity, more potential beneficial types of bacteria and fungi that are not in my compost bin yet. We really need to start thinking in terms of soil life rather than just plant life. You know, if we just think in terms of plant life, then we end up with a lot of the problems we have now, which is soil erosion and nutrient deficiencies. We're killing our soils basically in the name of growing more plants. To work towards being gardeners who are holistic in our thinking. Right here, I'm just going to sprinkle this compost on top. Give it a little more. There we go. Sprinkle it in. Good for it. Also, we're getting kind of some leaves, all kinds of leaves from the forest. Those also are going to bring in more inoculants. Diversity is key. That's why doing monocultures, like one type of plant, so we're talking like a one huge field of corn or soybeans, a lot of times that causes problems because all the pests in that field get used to those conditions and that one particular plant, and then all of a sudden we have all these big pest problems that are affecting the entire field. One thing that's kind of fun to do while you're mixing your compost is just dig a hole. I just have some paper right here, so I'm just going to put that in there, cover it up. And what's fun is over time that'll break down a little faster. Put it in there like that. Whatever you want to get rid of, just put it inside the compost bin, and over time it'll break down. But you don't want to put just anything in your compost for wood chips. Look at a video. I'll try to put a link up there for that video where there's 10 things you don't want to put in your compost. Technically this is not compost, this is just a pile of wood chips. But I'm trying to get these wood chips to break down a little faster. And it's good to just bring in different materials to help the whole process happen. So why am I mixing this? That's the second question I wanted to ask today. Well, I'm mixing these wood chips for several reasons. Number one, I'm mixing them because I know that underneath this pile right here, it's been here for a while. Underneath this pile, the wood chips at the center are not getting as much oxygen as the wood chips on the outside. Now the microbes that are trying to break down and decompose all this material are working hard, but they need oxygen too, just like us. So they need to be able to breathe. So what I'm doing is, as soon as I bring what's inside on the outside and outside on the inside, that's going to start allowing those microbes to continue to work and not be restricted by anything. If we give these microbes all they need, then they're going to be much more effective and efficient as they do their job. So my job is to give them what they need to do their job. One of those things is oxygen. So doing oxygen, adding in inoculants. If I really wanted to make these wood chips break down a lot faster, I would bring in a lot more nitrogen, like a chicken manure, blood meal, different types of nitrogen sources, helping the process along. So that's what I'm going to do, is mix it all up. Plus, it's good exercise for me. Another thing is that decomposition requires moisture, water. And the outside of these beds usually is a little more dry, whereas the inside stays wet. So when I mix it around, that just ensures that everybody is in all these little pieces of wood is getting mixed up. Also over here, I've got, this is mostly pine wood chips. Over here I've got oak wood chips. So I'm just going to go ahead and get some of the oak wood chips, put it in here, and that's some more inoculation going on. For some reason these oak wood chips have more fungi going on. There we go. Playing over there now. Yeah, these oak wood chips have got more fungi in them right now. There you go. It's a good little pile there. One more inoculation. There we go. Good stuff. Yeah, there you go, y'all. There's today's video. Why we inoculate, why we keep on mixing compost piles, wood chip piles. Catch you next time. It's fun. It's always good to get out, get moving, get some exercise. Good stuff. This is going to be some good material for my garden this spring. Rooster on cue. Y'all, see you later.
Good girl.
I cannot wait for that garden to be growing a lot of greenness. It's gonna be awesome.